Hello, friends. Welcome into another episode of Groomer's Take. In fact, this is episode 100. Pretty cool. Happy to meet that milestone. And let's keep it rolling. What on earth are we going to start this episode with? Well, 100 episodes. Why don't we start it with the Toronto Maple Leafs being the Toronto Maple Leafs? You know, if you're a hockey fan and you're not a Leafs fan and you're having a really bad day, if you just listen to Toronto sports media talking about the Leafs and all the fans talking about the Leafs and yada this and yada, your day's going to get better because, my goodness, it is a circus. This is the same old stuff. It's been going on for, 4 years now with this core, with this coaching staff, with this office blub. 4 years is a long time. I'm not going to go as crazy as I thought I was because it's only 4 games in. And this is the same old, same old. Leafs played down to a level. They should have won that game 7-0. 7-2. They should have scored 7 goals. And Keefe said after the game, speaking of their elite players, the elite players didn't show up. I like that. Because what he's kind of stating there is that after the elite players, what do they really have? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they have. I like the fourth line a lot. Järnkrok taking two really bad penalties yesterday. That didn't help. But I'm not going crazy on this. If anything was going to be done in Toronto around the firings of anybody or anything, it would have happened after last year's season. I don't see it happening now. They fired Babcock halfway through a season. And unfortunately, in this situation now, you might as well see what Dubas can do with his final year. If you bring in a general manager, I don't think you're going to get anything done. There's no big change going to happen. And unfortunately, Keefe's going to be the one to fall if anybody does fall. I don't know if he 100% deserves it. But this is just the same old stuff. And yeah, we're 4 games in. But, give me another 10 games and let's see where we're at. But if you're winning a Stanley Cup and you're the champion, I don't see how Malgin, Engvall, Hall, and unfortunately to say it, Muzzin is in your lineup. That final game when the buzzer goes and you maybe have won a Stanley Cup, I don't see how any of those guys are on your team. Can't have it. And with Muzzin, it's just like he could be one big knock away of being done with his concussion history. He doesn't look right to me. And I feel that he's good enough of a hockey player that you could use him sparingly if and when you get to the playoffs. So there's a lot of worrisome there for me, but I can't just, us fans just are going to put up with this again, but nothing's changed. It's 4 years. It's the same core. They brought in other pieces, but it's the same culture, if you will. The exact same. And I don't get it. Canucks hold a players-only meeting after their third straight multi-goal lead, and they blew it. Can't have that. I like Brucey Boudreau a lot as a coach, but if that continues, it'll be gone for him. It's not looking great because I'm surprised with that team. I think they can be pretty good. I haven't watched too much, but you can't blow leads like that. Can't happen. Can't have it. Dallas Stars remain undefeated. Seguin and Ben look like it's 5 years ago. It's really, really good. And Minnesota Wild, goalie struggling, continuing. The first time in ever, 3 games in, they've allowed 20 goals or more. What's the other side I saw? The Leafs haven't beat Arizona on home ice or something since 2002. And then they showed a picture of Tony Amonte and Jyrki Lumme. Lumme! That's good stuff. Is this a slow start going back to the Minnesota Wild? Is this just a slow start or something to be really concerned about? I think with a lot of teams that you expected to be good, Leafs being one of them, you can't really judge that 4 games in. I mean, the preseason was shorter this year, I think, but you see a lot of players, like, teams aren't ready when this season starts right away. Some teams have excuses, other teams don't. But I think the Wild will be okay. They just got to learn how to play a bit more defense and save a puck once in a while. NFL was fun. Didn't watch a whole lot of it. Eagles continue to roll, though. And if anything, I think you just saw that Cooper Rush might not be it. Great job holding the fort. I think if Dak can play next game, you bring him in. Yes, it was against the only undefeated team left in the league. But it just, besides that, it didn't look fantastic. So, I don't know, you bring Dak back and see what you got if I'm a Cowboys fan. The Giants are 5-1, incredible. I think they beat the Packers, or was that the week before? The Packers are 3-3. 2 things I thought I was not going to say at all this season, that the Giants are 5-1 and the Packers are 3-3. Tua is preparing to play in Week 7. That's a good thing because Miami was rolling, and I think what we've seen with Tua being out is that he is the main piece of that engine that rolls. So if Tua plays, great for the Dolphins. I think they have the Steelers, actually, Sunday Night Football. That's where Groomer will be. Steelers beat the Bucs and eliminated me from Survivor. Kenny Pickett left the game. I think it was a conky, kind of got thrown to the ground. Mike Tomlin has said that if he is able to play, he will be the starter. Trubisky did a good job coming in and holding down the fort there, and they win the game. Bucs looked lost. Brady looked pissed. He says after the game, we got to look in the mirror. And yeah, obviously that's what you got to do if you're losing games like that. Brady not looking right though. He's not looking right at all. It feels weird. Feels weird to see it. Robbie Anderson traded to the Cardinals yesterday, whatever it was. I only saw a clip of him on Instagram just getting into it with an interim head coach there, former assistant, whatever. And then 2 days later, a day later, he gets traded to the Cardinals. The Cardinals, who are getting D-Hop back, DeAndre Hopkins, I believe it's this week, they have a lot of weapons there. Something to look out for. But they haven't. They've been struggling, and actually Cliff Kingsbury, I believe is his name, he said that his play calling hasn't been great, and he might even look to let somebody else do the play calling because they're struggling, but they have the weapons there. And when you do that, that's what you got to do. So we'll see what happens there with Arizona. Game of the week, of course, was the Bills and the Chiefs. What an absolute treat that was as a fan of football. I mean, there's your late January whatever AFC Championship game, and we got it on a Sunday afternoon in October. It was awesome. Quickly looking over the NFL, I'll give you my top 3 power rankings like everybody does. I got the Bills, then I have the Chiefs, and then I have the Eagles. I just think the AFC is a lot better than the NFC, and that's what I got right now. Pretty good. MLB playoffs. I believe the Yankees are playing right now on my way home from work. They were up 3-0 in the first inning. I did say yesterday to a few buddies, I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees just absolutely dominate this game, Game 5. 4 hours of a rain delay yesterday, then you tell everyone to go home, we'll do it tomorrow. I mean, figure it out. Take a look at the radar. But they're winning 3-0. Could be a lot worse right now. The MLB playoffs have been crazy. The Dodgers gone, Braves gone. What I'm looking at here, and I think might be my favorite, is the San Diego Padres, and here's why. A lineup can get it done. They have enough pieces in that lineup to get it done. But when you have a 3-headed monster in the playoffs as your starters, in Yu Darvish, Snell, and where's my buddy Blair when you need him? Musgrove. When you have those 3 guys going, anything can happen in baseball playoffs. Anything. Toronto Raptors start tomorrow. Nice another little growing. Like, not growing in a sense of we're waiting for you to blah, blah. Like, I think they've already grown a lot last year, and this year will be a lot different. Another year, the Toronto Raptors being in competition. Love it. Go Raps, go. Enjoy your nights. I guess really enjoy your weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. 100th episode of Groomer Steak. Pretty cool. Thanks for coming on the ride. All right. See you later. Groomer Steak. See ya. Bye.